Hi everybody and welcome to the Truck King YouTube channel. Well, yes, that is the Ram Power Wagon, and yes, it is miserably stuck in the snow. We love to go off-road here on the channel, and we try not to let the white stuff stop us, but of course sometimes there is just too much, and today is one of those days. So we're gonna start this one with a quick recovery. We're not gonna dwell on this too much. What we are gonna do is go for a drive on the road and talk about what makes this truck so special, so make sure you stay tuned. Okay, YouTube, we're going into the snow with the Power Wagon. Now I've got it in four-wheel drive high, and I've got my rear axle locked. It's only been 1 week since we were here with the Yukon AT4, and it got miserably stuck, so I'm not sure how this is gonna go. Let's give it a try. Here we go. Come on, Power Wagon. No, Power Wagon! Oh boy, well, I got exactly as far as the Yukon got, and then she just sunk. Oh my gosh, I think I'm already just entirely turtled. Oh no. Oh no. Well, YouTube, I think there is once again too much snow. There you go, YouTube. Sometimes you just have to dig things out. You absolutely cannot just pull them. It was so icy under the tractor today, it just wasn't getting the grip. So yeah, you know what? We like to recover with machines, but sometimes a shovel is necessary. All right, Dad, we're out of the snow. I said this off the top. I don't want to dwell on it too much because the simple fact is you can have too much snow for any vehicle, and there was too much for the Power Wagon. So yeah, I want to talk about what it's like on road. Any feelings on our off-road adventure though?
You know, we'll talk about that, but you know, I just got to say one thing for our viewers, and this is the same every time. We get these vehicles 1 week at a time. We get them as soon as we can get them. They're on a schedule. They're not always available.
Fox on the road.
Yeah,
sorry.
Cool.
Little Foxy. Keep moving there, Foxy.
However, so when we get a vehicle, the week is whatever it is. It snowed, it didn't snow, it's warm, it's cold, it's wet, it's icy, and we do the best we can with whatever conditions we're offered up in that particular week. And we really had high hopes for this because we wanted to get up to the left hook, because there was a lot of comments, particularly from the TRX video, asking, do you think a Power Wagon would make it? And frankly, I wanted to see if it would make it.
Yeah, me too.
And in a way, I feel like we kind of failed, but then in the next breath, I realized that it's Mother Nature, man. It's not a thing we can do. So anyway, that's my whine cry for the day. And yeah, so let's talk about its on-road characteristics.
Yeah, and I mean, I think this might go without saying, I'm not sure, but I wouldn't buy a Power Wagon if your main goal is to just have kind of a regular everyday pickup truck. And that's because it gets really neutered in its payload and its tow ratings, right? For an HD truck, a tow rating of 10,000 pounds is a little depressing. The payload here is only 1,100 pounds. So from those kind of utility standpoints, yeah, the Power Wagon isn't the best pickup truck, but you know what? There's a trade-off for that. and that's how nice this thing rides. And I was just commenting, you know, compared to your truck, Dad's 2500 Bighorn is really stiff in the back end because it's ready to accept a lot of payload and trailers. Because this truck is so soft and meant for off-roading, that actually, I would even go as far to say it's one of the best riding heavy duties on the road, just because it's so soft. So there's a trade-off there. I'm not sure it's exactly worth having a low payload, but...
Yeah, and let's face it, the engineers weren't trying to make the best riding heavy duty on the road. That's just the way it worked out.
Sure.
Because of how much compression there is in that suspension.
Yeah. So the other big story in my head with the Power Wagon is competition, because for years, I think the Power Wagon came out in 2008, I think, was reintroduced around there. Do you remember?
Yes.
It was around there. We can look it up and give you the facts. But when that thing first came out, there was nothing like it in the heavy duty segment. I mean, the fact that it had a winch up front, that was unheard of. So definitely for years and years, the Power Wagon went totally unchallenged. But that's no longer the case. Now we have the Ford Super Duty Tremor, and we have the GMC Sierra AT4. And what I think is really interesting about this kind of segment, or this matchup, is each automaker took a different approach to it. So looking at the Power Wagon, this is still the most hardcore off-road of the three. None of them have a disconnecting sway bar except this truck. This truck has lockers in the front and in the rear. If you look at the technology, or should I say the equipment that goes into it, this one is still the most prepped for off-roading. Next up, you have the Ford Super Duty Tremor. And what Ford did is they said, we want a really good off-road heavy-duty truck, but we want it to be able to tow and haul payload. So they didn't neuter those ratings. Now, there's some great things about the Tremor. You can also get a winch on a Tremor. It comes with 35-inch tires. The ground clearance is epic. You can get it with a gas or a diesel. There's a lot of reasons why a Tremor is great, but I already told you right there why it's not great. The Tremor beats you up off-road. You take that thing off-road and it's super stiff. So you can tell me it's an off-roader all day long, but after 10 minutes on an actual trail, I'm totally sick of that thing, whereas this Power Wagon takes more care of you.
You mentioned the AT4. And while there's a lot of stuff on the AT4 I like, I really don't think that's in this class.
Yeah, you know, I was getting there, and I think you're absolutely right. In the heavy-duty segment, AT4, it's a lift, but it feels mostly like styling. GM just really wants those trucks to look really nice. The AT4 also has decent towing and payload ratings. They don't get neutered either, but once again, that truck is quite stiff. It doesn't even have really aggressive tires on it. Yeah, it's, of the three, it's definitely kind of the poser off-road truck. The Power Wagon's the hardcore off-roader with not great towing capability, and the Tremor is that balance. The Tremor has the towing and the payload, and it's pretty dang good off-road.
So despite getting this thing miserably stuck today, I still think the Power Wagon's the one to go with. Sure, Ford's done a good job with the Tremor, but there's still something about this Power Wagon as far as this off-road class with this heavy-duty a truck. For me, it's still this one.
Yeah, I think we talk about this a lot. It comes down to what you're going to do with the truck. Clearly, if you got a heavy trailer, it's not the one to buy. But I agree with you, and listen, you can't discount the cool factor, and this truck is super cool. It looks great. I love the graphic. You know, the last graphic, even Ram used to call it the Dragon's Puke graphic, made the truck a little juvenile. Now it's much more grown up. And of course, Power Wagon's got super cool history behind it as well, right? It, just like Jeep, it dates back to the Second World War. It means something to me more than just kind of Tremor does. So yeah, I'm on your page there. If I need a heavy duty off-road pickup truck, I'm going to Ram and getting myself a Power Wagon. Well, folks, we're coming to the end of this one. Needless to say, like Dad said, Mother Nature stopped us again today, but hopefully in a week or two, we'll be back out on those trails. And actually, springtime on our property is some of the gnarliest mud you're gonna find. So
much water.
We got some fun off-roading videos coming up. Don't you worry, we're not always gonna get stuck in the snow. Like I said, that's it for this one. Of course, we wanna hear your thoughts on the Power Wagon. So why don't you go below right now, let us know while you're down there. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, hit the join button to become a member of the channel, and then come right back here to Truck King to see what we're testing next. See you guys.
Bye now.